everybody. We're in the office today. We had to do something with our car. Had to get it inspected today before it expired. Obviously, I do not want to be in New York City throughout the week for the marathon with anything expired, or it is a recipe for a ticket 100%. So we're finishing that up today, but that's why I'm in the office. So I just had to come over here and get things settled, but we do have a lot of other things to do today. I have a 3-mile run as we get into the final week before the marathon. So again, just mileage going down even further. And I want to lay out some of the other things that I'm going to do this week. So we'll get to that in just a little bit. Once we're out of the office, we'll go do a 3-mile run. And then, like I said, I'll break down a few things that I'm going to be doing. One, something that may be surprising to some people, which is a track workout this week, but I'll talk more about that once we're done with our 3-mile run today. And then just some of the other things we're going to be doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I have some other, group shakeout runs that I'm going to be joining people on Friday. Thursday, I'm going to be checking out some of the other stuff with the marathon. Like I'm going to go check out in Central Park, the finish area. The grandstands are up, so we'll look at that. And then Saturday, when I'm in the city, just some of the other things that I'll be looking at before we go to the marathon, but mostly staying off the legs. But we'll break that down. And I just want to give you kind of a preview of what's to come this week as we go into Sunday, November 7th. Well, so that was an interesting twist. I only got about 2.5 to 2.6 miles in, which is fine, I guess. It was 3 easy miles. Again, just part of our taper. But as you can see, it's completely dark out. And as you could see on the run, it was getting pretty dark pretty fast. And the thing is about that little trail where I was, the park itself has a gate, and that gate closes at dark. So the last thing I wanted today was to be stuck inside the park and not be able to drive out. So I just turned around at 1.25 miles or so, because I really just wanted to make sure I got back to my car and got out of the park before it was too late. All right, so we're back inside. We officially made it home. Everything is okay as far as the gate and it getting dark. We made it. We went for, again, a 2.5 mile run, and it was actually a dirt trail with some gravel, things like that. So I actually took out the Speed Goat 4. This is my go-to trail shoe for the most part. Once we're done with the New York City Marathon, everything will obviously continue. I'm having a lot of fun with the channel, so we'll get back out on Mount Beacon. It's just something that it hasn't made sense in marathon training, for a road marathon. So we'll get back to that. But between the Hoka Speed Goat 4 and also have here the EVO Speed Goat, these are my go-tos out on the trails and in the mountain. So if you stick around, you'll see some of those in the future. Feel free to subscribe. Like I said, obviously this channel is not going to end with the New York City Marathon. Having a lot of fun with it. So stay tuned for more, after all this is over. But we do have a busy week ahead related to the New York City Marathon. I kind of mentioned it earlier, so we'll get to that now. The first thing is Tuesday's workout, which might surprise some people. It's going to be a threshold workout, so mile repeats at lactate threshold. This is something that I've always done for my marathons, in years past, before every single one. Generally, I've done 3 1-mile repeats, and they have 2 minutes of good amount of rest in between each mile repeat. The reason I do those threshold miles is just to keep the legs awake, keep the keep my cadence up, keep my strides all, quick feet, because that's important. You don't want to get sleepy legs going into the marathon. I started doing this really when I was working with a coach with a running club who worked very closely with Jack Daniels, who, is a running coach that a lot of people know. And he always promoted like this idea of doing the 3 threshold miles on either the Wednesday or the Tuesday for your Sunday or Saturday marathons. But I'm just going to stick to my pattern. I've always been doing track work on Tuesdays during this training block. So tomorrow on Tuesday, I'm going to do my threshold miles in this week before the actual marathon itself. I am going to cut it down to 2 just to keep everything consistent with, my mileage in this taper. So we'll have a warm up and then 1 mile, 2 minutes rest, then another mile at threshold and then rest and then a cool down back home. So that'll be the workout on Tuesday. Again, it surprises some people, but it is plenty of time before the marathon. Generally, if you're tapering well, you can really feel how fresh your legs are, and it's actually easy to go too fast, so you just have to be careful when you do that. But I really do enjoy that workout. It has never gotten me tired for the actual marathon, because again, remember, I have other rest days built into this week. So again, and also I'm only ran, 2.5 miles today. It was going to be 3. And same thing on Wednesday is just going to be a 3-mile recovery run. Once we finish those runs, Thursday is a rest day, so I'm planning on just checking out and walking around the finish line for the marathon. I'll show you the grandstands, where the actual finish line is, what it looks like in Central Park. There's usually a whole bunch of stuff already set up, a bunch of people taking pictures already, just getting ready for everything over the weekend. They build it way ahead of time, so this whole week prior to the marathon you can kind of see things, so we'll check that out on Thursday. Friday is a big day as well. Friday is a group run with Seth James Damore, and I actually, if you look here, I'm in the intro of every single one of his videos, just because that's from a clip from 2019 that he ended up working into his intro video for YouTube. So I'm going to go join him again with everybody else from the city and people who came in to run the marathon this year. It's always a lot of fun. It's just a big group of people all with the same goal of shakeout run for the New York City Marathon. So we'll do that in the morning. Then we have our expo, and we also have a Tracksmith pop-up that I want to check out. So we'll go do that. See the store itself. They should have some New York City Marathon specific gear, sweatshirts, things like that. They have like a happy hour that you had to RSVP for that I'm not going to be a part of, but just to check out the store and see again some of the other things specific to the marathon that are going on in the area in New York City. Once we get done with our busy Friday, Saturday is going to be a day to just kind of stay off the legs, but we may just kind of walk around just a little bit and see a few other things in the city. I'll probably just get a feel for, when I need to wake up on Sunday to get to the bus and that kind of thing, because I'll actually be in a hotel right by Bryant Park in the city, so I can walk to the bus in the morning that takes me to Fort Wadsworth and gets me over to the starting line. And then I'm also pretty close to the finish line. I just decided to get a hotel right in that area a long time ago when it was still cheap. I like to just walk right over, hop on the bus, take a nap, and get over to the starting village. Just kind of makes things a little bit easier rather than be, where I'm going to be on Thursday, Friday, and, other times. So that'll be good. That'll be a place to take a shower on Sunday after the marathon as well. So I do know the city very well. I'm very familiar with the whole area, but once I see, where I am on the actual street, I'll know exactly how early I need to get up. So I'll probably just check that out on Saturday. Once that's done, Sunday's the day. It's the marathon. So that's really everything coming up for this week. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of different things to check out. So stick around if you want to see how my week goes through all of that. The only other thing I have before we wrap up is a question for all of you. What do you do with your extra Halloween candy? We have a ton. We bought a bunch for different trick-or-treaters. Obviously, we wanted to make sure we had plenty of variety and we just didn't have that many people who came around this year, so we've got a bunch of extra, and I need some help figuring out what to do with it. So if you have any creative ideas, let me know below. But otherwise, that's all I have for today. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.